Hi everyone, welcome you all. In the today's video, I'm going to talk about software testing career. So many people were asking nowadays regarding this particular topic, and especially people were going to start career in our software testing, and people were having so much of gap in their career, and some people are coming from IT or non-IT. So these guys are asking so many type of questions related to software testing career. So whether it is suitable for their career or not, if it is not suitable, what are other options are available in the market. So these type of questions I'm getting very frequently. So in this video, I'm going to address all those type of questions, and which is going to very helpful for you before starting career in software testing. So here I'm mainly taking four types of people. So people who are having IT experience and people we don't have any IT experience, and people are having some gap in their career and people we don't have any gap in their career. So I'm just considering these four type of people, and accordingly I will suggest some technologies or what to learn, where to start, and how to learn all those things. So listen this video very carefully. And first thing, let me start with the freshers. So we're having 0 to less than 2 years of experience, or even though if you're not working anywhere and you came freshly from the college. So these guys are comes under this section. So here people are having less than 2 years of experience or zero experience. We may come from IT background or non-IT background. So they are eligible for development and testing. So they can choose one of the career, either development or testing. And if you're more interested on coding part, and if you want to interested, or if you're having interest to develop any type of applications, so then better to choose a development option. Or suppose if you're not interested to develop any applications, you are more interested on testing part, and then you can choose testing as a career. But coding will be there in both the parts, either you go as a developer or testing. So coding will be there nowadays. So even testing also you need to write a code. So you can start career as a developer as well as a tester if you are a completely fresher. And whether you come from IT background or non-IT background, doesn't matter. You can start a career as a developer or tester. And what are the technologies or things you need to focus to become a developer or tester as a fresher? So as a first step, you need to learn some programming. Like it can be any programming language like Java, Python, or JavaScript or TypeScript, C Sharp. There are so many programming languages are available in the market. So you can choose one of the programming language, and you have to learn the complete end-to-end programming language, and which is a starting point to start career in or in testing as well as development. But when you start career in testing, especially, you have to know the fundamentals of software testing, like how you can perform manual testing and what are the different types of testing you have to conduct. So all those things, so you need to have some basic idea. So before starting the career, so what you need to focus here is you need to learn some programming concepts. And after that, if you go as a developer, if you want to go as a developer, then you can focus on web development, or API development is also there, which is also called front end development and back end development. Or you can develop a mobile applications like Android and iOS applications you can develop. And you should have some basic knowledge on Agile process, especially. So nowadays, many companies are following Agile process. So you need to have awareness on Agile process. So these things you should be more focused on before choosing a career as a developer or tester. You need to learn all those things. Okay, this is for less than 2 years of experience or zero experienced people. Suppose after graduation or after academic study, you have some gap, you have not done any job, and you have 2 years of gap or less than 2 years of gap, also you can choose development or testing as a career, and you can learn those technologies and you can apply for tester or development jobs. So choose one of them and whichever you like. But programming is must and should. You have to start with that, and then you can choose either web testing or API testing or mobile app testing, or accordingly you can, if you're going as a developer, then you can choose web development, API development, or mobile apps development, up to based on your choice. So this is for freshers who are having less than 2 years of experience or less than 2 years of gap. So now we will see about second type of people who are having 2 to 5 years of experience, and more than 2 years of experience, less than 5 years of experienced people. And these people are having two kinds of experience. Either it can be IT experience or it can be non-IT experience. Suppose these people are having IT experience, they are already working on IT in IT sector or some projects. So then how they can improve the career. So they have to again start learning programming if they don't know, and they have to focus more on web API, mobile app testing, and additionally they can also focus on performance and security testing. So there are so many tools are available. Like if you go for web testing, you can learn Selenium or Cypress, right, or Playwright. So there are so many tools are there. Like API testing, you can learn a RestAssured, Postman, SoapUI, Karate, and mobile application testing, Appium, you can learn. Performance testing, you can learn JMeter. So like that, there are so many tools are there in the market. So you can choose one of them and go in depth of the technology and learn. That is for experienced guys. And you people also mainly focus on some advanced things like DevOps, CI/CD processes, and creating infrastructure where automation scripts are going to run. And you need to have some basic knowledge on cloud computing like AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Google Cloud, and so on. So if you have aware of all these things, so then you will be able to improve the testing career. So you can just go to the next level in your software testing career. So these are the suggestible options. People who are having 2 to less than 5 years of experience and who are already working on IT sector. And suppose people are having 2 to less than 5 years of experience on non-IT sectors, like other than IT. Okay. So those people having two choices. For those people, they are having two choices. Either uh, if they know the coding part, or if they want to learn coding part, again, the same technologies they can focus on, and they can start software testing career. You can start learning with programming part and web API, mobile automation, and performance security, and then DevOps and computing, cloud computing, and so on. So the same options are available for those people also. But suppose if they don't like coding part and they are not well in coding, okay, they are not well in designing the logic and algorithms. So the other option is what, they can go with the codeless automation tools. Like we have a Catalan test project, Tosca. So these are all codeless automation tools are available, and these tools also very popularly, they're very popular in our current market. So you can focus on these tools if you're not liking the coding part. And apart from this, you can also focus on RPA tools, robot process automation tools. And especially these tools are not for functional testing tools. They are basically for process related tools. So anybody can easily learn. So without coding, like we have UI path, automation anywhere, Blue Prism, and extra. So those tools are available in the market. So if you are coming from non-IT experience completely, and you have 2 years to less than 5 years of experience in non-IT, and then if you are trying to shift your career to software testing, and then you have two options. Either you need to learn these technologies, and or if you interested on coding. If you don't have interest on coding, so then you can focus on codeless automation tools, and along with that you can also focus on RPA tools. So these are the other options are available for you, and these options are suggested people are having non-IT experience less than 5 years, and we don't know the coding, or they don't have any interest to learn the coding part. Okay. So these are the options are available. And even if you have a gap also, suppose you don't have any experience, even IT or non-IT experience also you don't have, and you have almost 2 to 5 years of gap in your career, right? So in that case also you have a two options are available. But this is still a very long gap. 2 to 5 years of gap is very lengthy. But still, if you have good knowledge, okay, good coding skills, definitely you will able to get the job in software testing. And especially if you're applying in other countries like US, UK, Canada, so it is easy to get a job in their countries, but apart from this India. But this is very long gap. But if you are preparing well, or if you have a good knowledge, very strong knowledge, definitely you will able to get a job in software testing. And if you have this much of gap, okay, even if you are not you are coming from non-IT background in academic study, and you have a long gap, you have not done anything, then you can choose one of the tools. Like you can go with the codeless or robot automation, robot process automation tools are preferable. And it may not take much time to learn also. If you go with the software testing and automation, it takes a lot of time. You have to start with the programming, and then you have to learn web testing, API testing. At least it takes 3 to 4 months to master in all those technologies. But if you go with the codeless or robot automation tools, you can just 1 or 2 tools. If you learn in depth, they are enough. You will able to learn within 1 or 2 months. Take one of the tool and learn in depth, And then there are a lot of demand is there in the market also on these particular tools, especially robot process automation tools. So these tools are suggested for these kind of people who are having 2 to 5 years of gap in their career. And now the third type, people who are experienced, like more than 5 years to 10 years of experience. So people who are having experience between 5 to 10 years, less than 10 years. And again, these people are again two kinds. So these people are having experience in IT as well as non-IT. Suppose if these people are having experience in IT sector, so then these people are most of the times these people will be taking care more responsibilities, like especially managing the product, managing the project and people. Okay, so these kind of activities, these people will be involved. And if you are more interested in technical part, like designing the framework, okay, designing the automation, okay, designing you can architecture your automation frameworks, especially many majority of the people are senior residents, test architects, people, like people will work on this category. So if you have more than 5 years of experience, less than 10 years, if you are coming from IT background, and then if you want to grow in your career, so then you can mainly focus on these kind of technologies. You can just learn advanced programming, like in Java or Python, whatever it is. Advanced programming in the sense it can be data structures or algorithms or design patterns. So these things you can learn in the programming side. And apart from that, you should have in-depth knowledge on web API, mobile app testing, and you can also focus on performance security. So whatever options are available and whatever options you are interested on, you can choose those options. And you can also focus more on DevOps because you already have more experience, right? 5 to 10 years of experience in IT. So you can choose any of them. So you can just go in any of those technologies. You can choose DevOps also, and you can learn so many DevOps tools are available. You can learn them, and cloud computing tools also there, and you can explore some new automation tools in the market, and you can try to use those in your projects. And apart from that, you need to have a good knowledge on process, Agile, Scrum, and you will be working as a product or project managers, especially this much of experienced guys. Okay, so these are the suggestible options are available for people who are experienced in IT sector and who are having 5 to less than 10 years. And the other set of people were also having 5 to 10 years of experience, but they are from completely non-IT, okay, non-IT sectors. And for them, it is a little bit difficult to get IT job because they are already having so much of experience on non-IT field. And it is a little difficult to directly shift to IT sector. But in the IT sector, there are certain things or certain technologies are there, and these people can focus on those technologies other than development and testing. Okay, so people are having 5 to 10 years of experience who are coming from non-IT, completely non-IT background. So for them, these tools are suggestible. Instead of going for development and testing, you can mainly focus on BI and analytics tools, which are there in our current market. So these tools are very popular in the current market, and many companies are using them. And by using business intelligence, they will process the data, they will analyze the data, and based on the data, the companies will take the business decisions. So all those things are happening by using these tools. So BI tools, there are so many tools on the market, but these are the popular tools currently there in the market, like Power BI, MS BI, Tableau, Oracle Business Object, ClickView, and so many things are there. And if you learn at least one BI tool, that is enough. Okay, so there are so many opportunities are in the market also, especially these tools. And they don't consider whether you have IT background or non-IT background most of the times, because these tools can learn anything, anyone. People are having IT or non-IT, doesn't matter, because these tools also don't require any programming knowledge. So just you need to you should have a data analytics skills, analyzing the data, and say basic mathematical calculations and generating the graphs and generating the reports. So these things will be involved in those tools majority of the times. So BI tools you can focus on, or else you can go with the database backend testing or database design, okay, database administration. So these kind of opportunities also there for these type of people. And you can go with the ETL part or big data analytics, Salesforce. These are the different tools are available in the current market. So you can choose one of them and to start your career on those particular tools. So especially these are the tools suggestible for uh, people who are experienced, but they are completely from non-IT background. So they don't know any programming, they don't know anything in IT especially. So for them, these tools are suggestible, because it is very difficult to get IT job if you have this much of non-IT experience. Okay, 5 to 10 years, so you work on some other field, other domain. Suddenly, if you want to shift your career to IT, especially testing, and again you have to start from the scratch, there is a lot of competition in the market. And even if you apply for the jobs, the companies will automatically see your academic background and your experience background. So obviously they will consider you as an experienced, right? So if you have this much of experience in IT, and those people will be considered. But if you have this much of experience in non-IT, it is little bit difficult to shift to the IT sector. Okay, so but these are the other options are available in the same IT sector, not only testing and development. There are so many other departments, other tools are available. You can more focus on them instead of sticking to only testing and development. Okay, so nowadays many people, if they want to start career in if they want to start career in IT, the first option they will look at is software testing. Okay, not a software testing, there are other options also available. So based upon the criteria, like whether you have a gap or not, you're coming from IT background or not IT background, whether you have experience or if you're not experienced, based on all these options you need to choose proper technology or proper tool in IT, then you can survive in the IT. Okay, so not on testing development is not only the options available, so there are some other options also available. So you can also look at those options. And even companies also preferring those people who learn these kind of tools, and there is a lot of demand is available. There are a lot of opportunities also available in the market, and even people also getting the good salary of based on these tools in the IT industry. So if you are experienced 5 to less than 10 years of experience who belongs to IT or IT experience, then you can choose these tools to improve your career. And suppose if you're completely non-IT, then I can suggest to go with some BI or analytics tools. So these are the suggestible options. And suppose nowadays people are having so much of gap, like more than 5 years of gap. Okay, so they have completely gap, even they don't have even non-IT experience. So these guys are different. So okay, these guys are having at least non-IT experience between 5 to 10 years, but these guys are completely different. They don't have any experience, zero experience, and it is almost greater than 5 years of experience. No non-IT experience, no IT experience, nothing. And for these people also, I can suggest the same tools, BR analytic tools, because learning these tools are will not take much time. We can learn within 1 or 2 months. You can easily learn them, and you can practice it. And if you learn at least one tool, definitely you will able to get the job. So you don't need to focus on more tools and more technologies. Just learn single tool, and you can apply the jobs on that particular tool. Okay, so that is these are the options which are available for non-IT people, and also people are having long gap, that is more than 5 years of gap. But even though if you have a gap, right, so even if you have a 5 years of gap, more than 5 years of gap, and still these people, some people who are more interested in coding and testing, so on, but these people still can learn, but it is very difficult to get a job. You can start searching jobs in small companies or startup companies. There are some chances are there, but especially MNCs or big companies, there is no choice, because they will always look for academic period, academic qualifications, and how much gap you have, how much of a previous experience you have. So all those things will be considered if you go with the big companies or MNCs. So in those cases, it is very difficult to get a software testing or development job. But if you go as a BI analytics job, so anyone can do it. So anyone can do it. So if you have some basic knowledge on computer fundamentals, and if you have some basic knowledge on data and web applications, simple, you can learn these tools, one of those tools, and you can apply for the job. Okay, so these are the different options which are available in the market. And many people will think whenever they start career in IT, so the first option they will look for is software testing. If they don't like the coding, or if they know coding, they will look for the development. So always people will see only these two are the options, but there are so many other options also available. You can explore those options and check whichever option is suitable for you according to your gap and according to your academic study, according to your experience. So do some kind of research on various tools which are available in the market, and don't stick to one. Okay, so like testing is not only choice, or similarly development is also not only the choice. There are other choices also there. So you can just choose one of them according to your requirement, according to your choice, and start learning the tool and practicing it. If possible, do some project on that particular tool or particular technology, and then apply for the job and stick to that. Okay, and don't again divert to some other tools in between. So if you start learning some tool, so don't stop till it completes. Okay, so get full-fledged knowledge on particular tool, and then that will be useful for your career. Okay, so don't distract with other tools or other technology. There are so many technologies coming and going in the market. Okay, so especially if you go with the BI analytics area, so many of the tools are, most of the their tools are there in the market for many years. But if you go as a developer or tester, there are so many tools are coming into market, so many tools are going very faster. So rapidly, there are so many tools are coming and going. But if you go as a BI or analytics domains, so these tools are there from long years. So even though new tools are coming, so these tools are still be there in the market from the long time. So that is another advantage of going to these domains. Okay, so based on that, you can just choose proper technology and proper career according to your choice. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. So I'll stop here. And if you have any queries related to this, you can just comment, and I will try to make more videos on these topics, and see you in the next week. So next video. So thanks for watching.